Yo, what's up, nerds, and welcome to Deck to the Future. So, I think I might actually do a Deck to the Future on all the clue cards. I'm not sure. I just think they're kind of unique. Well, okay, I think some of them are really unique. I think Apothecary White might be the coolest out of all of them. Um, but I think the way you can build these decks is really cool. So Apothecary White, right? um, 4 mana, three and a white, 3/4. So it's a little bit understated, but we've kind of seen that with all the clue creatures so far. They've been a little bit understated. Vigilance. Whenever you attack, you create a food token for each player that's being attacked, and you can pay white and tapper to tap X untap foods you control to create X 1/1 humans. So how I took this, of course, is it's a food deck because that's how you would normally take it. So it seems like an odd to start like, oh, it's gonna be a food deck. Well, first we're starting off with Elspeth, Undaunted Hero, right? So we're creating food first off, but then we're using that amount of food to create that many humans, white humans. Sorry. Uh, I just that. Ugh. Um, but anywho, Elspeth is gonna let those white humans trample over. Sure, they don't actually do anything for devotion, but it just it it's gonna be one of your win cons besides like just having a whole bunch. Of course, you have creatures that are food like Gingerbrute that are going in because why not be able to create more like so they're most I really they should be soldiers. It should just be 1/1 soldiers. I mean, like I get it's just regular people, but like soldier tokens are so much more easy to remember as a 1/1 white token than humans, but it's whatever. Leonin Elder to benefit from the food entering. So there's only so many ways to create food in white. So you're going to be benefiting mostly from Apothecary White's ability. Wyrm's Crossing Patrol. So when it attacks, it'll create a copy of itself attacking each opponent. So you're guaranteed to create three foods off of it. Arcbound Ravager is something you can do with the food. You can sacrifice them if need be. It's just a good second option. Um, Astrid Peth is another option. It'll create you food, and then when you're sacrificing that food, you'll get to explore. So like it'll either give you lands or it'll put counters on itself. It's pretty good. Coppercoat Vanguard is gonna bump up all those humans because there's only so many ways to bump humans. It'll also give them Ward 1, so just a strong option. Daxos is gonna let you profit off of all those humans entering. Let's just say you have five and you're able to do that every turn with Apothecary White. That's like that you're just gonna keep gaining life, is what I'm saying. It's good. Knight of the White Orchid for land. Sir Ginger, again, you can tap it as a food. Academy Manufacture means that your food is also going to create you a treasure and a clue. So you're just going to keep profiting. You're going to have more artifacts. Benalish Marshal is going to pump up all your humans. Devout Chaplain will let you tap it and two humans to exile an artifact or enchantment. That's just letting you destroy something every turn cycle. Even if it's just like, oh, it's my opponent's end step. It's about to be my turn. There's no reason for me to destroy their soul ring. It's not a threat, but I can do it because, like, why not? Um, uh, Digsite Engineer is going to create you constructs that have power and toughness equal to number of artifacts you control. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good when you're creating three. Let's just say you're creating all three food every turn. It's just going to keep going up exponentially, like 3, 6, 9. Plus, it counts itself. So that's 4, 7, 10. Like, it's going to get really big. And it's whenever you cast an artifact spell. So it's not like you're really stuck with just one. You can create a whole bunch of constructs. Um, Eastfarthing Farmer. You create a food when it enters, and if you do, a target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each food. Sure, it creates you food. That's good. It's also possibly a way to win. If you can bump up a creature enough, it's pretty good. Hammers of Moradin. It's the same Myriad thing where you're going to be creating all three food because you're attacking all three players with it. Linden, the Steadfast Queen, is going to benefit from your humans attacking. Plus, almost all the other creatures in the deck are white. So, let's just say you have 5 humans. They attack. That's 5 damage. You gain 5 life. This deck is meant to have a lot of vitality. So, you're going to be playing the long game for part of it. Um, Rosie Cotton is going to create you a food, which is good. And then whenever you create a token, you put a +1/+1 counter on a creature other than Rosie. So you're creating more. Let's just say you create those 3 foods every single turn. You're just putting 3 +1/+1 counters on creatures you control. Like, you can bump up your board. You can do whatever you want with it, really. Bartered Cow, it can create you food. If you discard it, you can create food. Just pretty good. Bronze Guardian will give all your food ward if your opponent just, they want to abrade your food so badly. But Double Strike, powers equal the number of artifacts you control. If you attack each opponent, it automatically gains 3 power. So it's automatically at least like dealing 6 damage because of Double Strike. So it's pretty strong. Herald of the Host is just the whole myriad thing again. Karn Legacy Reforged, its power and toughness are equal to the greatest mana value amongst artifacts you control, which there are some pretty high mana value artifacts coming up. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can add colorless for each artifact you control. You're going to have so many food. You're going to add so much colorless mana. Sure, you can't cast non-artifact spells with it, but, there's a lot of high mana value artifacts you want to get. Kuldotha Forgemaster will help you get those artifacts. You sacrifice 3 food and you have Karn. You sacrifice 3 food and you have whatever high value artifact that's coming up. Reverent Hoplite and Evangel of Heliod. I was about to say Evangelion. Either way, it's going to create you a number of 1/1s, which the deck it's kind of built to benefit off of these tokens as well. Oja Attack will create you triple the number of tokens that would usually be created. And when it dies, it comes in transformed, which if you attack with 3 or more creatures, you can turn it back by paying 3 mana, which is pretty good, right? But triple food, that's cute, right? Triple food, so you get 9 food, but then you're also tripling the humans. So you attack with 3 creatures, you get 9 food, you tap, you tap Apothecary White, and then that's 27 humans, because it's tripled each time. So that's a little crazy, let's be real here. It's just a very strong option. Angel of the Ruins. So plane cycling is good. And then if your opponent has something, this is kind of like something you can just grab with Kuldotha Forgemaster. You grab it when you need it. Myr Battlesphere, bit overused in commander decks. It doesn't have all that much synergy. However, creating 4 more tokens, just giving you blockers, it's giving you options to get with Kuldotha Forgemaster. Graz will turn all of your 1/1s into 5/3s. It's a little nutty. Mycosynth Golem gives everything that, all of your artifact creatures, which I think we have 10 or so, affinity for artifacts, which, actually, let me just count. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, there's 10. So that's 10 things gaining affinity for artifacts, which is pretty strong. So, of course, we have Candy Trail. We have all of the food artifacts that, not the food you know what I mean. Soul Ring, Underworld Cookbook to create food. Same with Witch's Oven. Arcane Signet for, mana. Food, mana. Field-tested Frying Pan can create you food. And, technically... So, equipped creature has, whenever you gain life, this creature gets +X, where X is the amount of life you gained. You could win with this by sacrificing your food. It's kind of whatever. It was an auto-occlude for food. Halo Fountain, because you're going to be creating all those humans All those humans, if you can just tap 15 of them, you can untap them with Halo Fountain, win the game, no problem. Inspiring Statuary will give your non-artifact spells improvise, which means your artifacts can help cast them by being tapped, which, crazy thing, food or artifacts, so everything's going to be costing a lot less. Nettle Cyst will get really big because of the amount of food you'll have. Mystic Forge to help you get some of those artifact creatures, and just artifacts in general. Thousand Moons Smithy. So you get a golem with, or sorry, not a golem, a gnome, who has power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts and creatures you control. So, hey, if you're creating a number of creatures equal to the number of food you have, it kind of like doubles. It's really good. And at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you can tap 5 artifacted creatures to transform it, which becomes a land where if you cast an artifact or creature using the mana from Barracks of the Thousand, you get to create another one of those tokens. There's no way you're not going to have 5 creatures, so it's pretty free. Blinkmoth Urn will add you a shit ton of mana. A shit ton of mana just for having all those food. Caged Sun will bump all your 1/1s up. It'll make your lands be better. And of course, you can get it with like Kuldotha Forgemaster. Same with Coveted Jewel. It's just like it's a lot. It's good mana, and drawing 3 cards is going to be good because white has limited draw options. Enlightened Tutor to get yourself Halo Fountain if you need to win, to get yourself Kuldotha Forgemaster if you have treasure, or not treasure, if you have food and you want to go off. It could get you Nettle Cyst if you need that sort of thing. Mana Tithe, of course, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, removal's good. Hobbit's Sting deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of creatures you control plus the number of foods you control. You're going to control a lot. This is going to deal a lot of damage. That's why it's here. Reprieve to just put off a spell for a turn, draw you a card. Gift of Estates, it's just for the lands, because you're going to need lands no matter what. Cut a Deal, so each opponent draws a card, then you draw for each opponent who drew a card. So each opponent draws 1 card. You draw 3. Each opponent draws 1 card, you draw 4. Either way, it's good depending on how many players are at the table. A 3-mana draw 3 is going to be good, even with that downside. The Battle of Bywater destroys all creatures with power 3 or greater, which your human tokens are not. And then you create a food token for each creature destroyed this way. Then you create a food token for each creature you control. My bad, not creature destroyed this way. So let's just say you have 5. Let's just say you've got 7. Let's just say you've had 7 humans, right? Because you have 7 food right now. Oh, what a coincidence. So you do that, and then the next turn, you replay Apothecary White. You do that again. Now you have 14. It doubles how many humans you have. It's good. Late to Dinner brings back a creature, which is good, and creates you food. McKindy's Stampede will bump all your humans. Visions of Glory will give you more humans. Hour of Reckoning will destroy everything but your humans. All That Glitters will bump something up. Your creatures are gonna get really big. Darksteel Mutation is removal, rally the ranks to bump humans. Of Herbs and Stewed Rabbit, so its final ability does what Apothecary White does. So if you already have food tokens, it's just gonna get better. Legion Loyalty will guarantee that you're attacking all 3 players. It's also just a little bit crazy because if I remember correctly, Myriad doesn't matter if it's token or not. So if you have 10 humans, now you have 10 humans going at each player instead of just 1, which is kind of nuts. It could also be searched out with Enlightened Tutor if you wanted. Landwise, Castle Ardenvale to create more humans. Cryptic Caves for the draw. Hidden Courtyard because sometimes you have nothing else to do on a turn, and it's just nice to have that option. Minus Tirith for drawing. 29 Plains and a Secluded Steep just because you can cycle it. This deck seems a little bit slow. We're gonna ignore that price tag. Ignore it. Just look away for a second. This deck seems a little bit slow, right? However, I think it's actually pretty competent. So, like a Plains turn 1 into turn 2, we go Arcbound Ravager. It'll be a 1/1. Next turn, let's say we don't have anything to do. We'll Swords to Plowshares something. And we're not drawing. Okay. We're going to retry that. I always keep 2 landers and regret it, so it's realistic. Leonin Elder into Knight of the White Orchid. So let's just say some opponent played a Rampant Growth, so we're going to search for a Plains. We're going to move it to, I believe, our hand, correct? Oh, no, you just put it on the battlefield. Okay. Turn 3, we go for Plains, Apothecary White. So we're just going to pretend that Apothecary White is right there. We'll attack with 2 opponents, so we'll create 2 food. Move to next turn. We play a Plains. We will go 3 for Digsite Engineer. Attack for 2. Create 2 more food, which will gain us life with Leonin Elder. Then we will pay 1, do Apothecary White to create 4 humans. Move to turn 5. Let's go Plains. Let's just say we destroy something with Hobbit Sting. We attack all 3 opponents. Do Apothecary. Actually, we'd probably go attack 1 opponent and then use 2 humans. Attack with or activate Apothecary White, create 7 humans, and then Osier Talk. And then as long as Osier Talk sticks around, we're gonna overrun. It's more or less how the deck works. And it's got humans to back it up and block when you need. It's got Leonin Elder and food tokens if you need to sacrifice them to gain life. Like, this deck has a good amount of stability. It just seems like it's kind of hand dependent. Really, the hand is kind of make or break. But let me know what you guys think. Is there any Murderers commanders you want to see? Do you want to see the rest of the Clue commanders? I think they're kind of fun, but I mean, if there's no real interest, then like I can stop. Let me know in the comments what y'all are thinking. What's it? How's everybody feeling about the set? I might go over more spoilers, but I don't know. It just I hate just looking at spoilers and being like, this looks good, this looks bad. I might do like some top tens, like this is the top 10 best Murders at Karlov Mansion cards or whatever. But just let me know what you guys are looking for. Do you prefer shorts? Do you like these decks? Do you like Deck to the Future? Is there a better name? All those things and answers. Like, just tell me in the comments. See ya.